What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is D'Amico from Forte Avenue, man, and we are back. We're back. I'm sitting here actually, man, with man, I would consider him to be man, a part of the legacy of one of the great families out of, well, not necessarily from, and you'll hear a little more in a second, maybe not necessarily from Charlotte, but out of Charlotte. I would consider him to be out of Charlotte. I'm sitting here with none other than Mr. Derek Degrate. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hope all is well, man. Hope all is well, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you for sitting with us, man, and giving us a moment. I know you're a busy man. Man, I'm just gonna jump right into it, man. Tell the people who you are, man, and where you're actually from.
My name is Derek Degrate. I mean, I don't know how many of you may know me, but you may not, but my home is Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
I wasn't born here.
Okay.
We were actually born in Hampton, Virginia, but we moved here when we were toddlers, maybe 2 or 3 years old. Carolina, first town we moved to was Salisbury, North Carolina, and then ended up in Charlotte. Of course, I've traveled a lot. I lived in a few places, Los Angeles. I spent some time in New York, but Charlotte is home. Those of you who don't know me, I'm a songwriter, producer, recording artist. I've done a lot of things in the music industry since the early 80s.
Yeah, man, that was awesome. I really understand where you were coming from, man. But man, too, man, I just wanna let the people know I know who you are, man, and I know where you've been. I know some of the things that have taken you out on the road, man. But I mentioned in the beginning that you were part of the Degrate family. Man, tell us about the Degrate family and some of the things that your family has done.
Well, my father was the pioneer of contemporary gospel television, and he started with a show called Right On that was aired in the early 70s under the supervision of Pat Robinson, the 700 Club.
Okay.
He started out as a host for the 700 Club, a backup host. Then he had his own show, and it was catered. It was an upscale Bobby Jones in the 70s, and everybody who's big in gospel today, who's like pioneers of gospel music, like from the Winans to Shirley Caesar, 100 Crouch, who's died now, rest in peace. They would tell you that the Right On show was the show for all black music. I mean, everybody, whether kind of music, everybody watched that show because my father was the first black person to have a syndicated television show, the music show, and it started from that, and then. From that, from that success, he became a major recording artist for Word Records, and they recorded maybe 3 or 4 albums of Word, and then changed labels to a few times, and then started doing a Southern type gospel in the feel of like the Gaithers and Bill Gaither and the Rambos, people like that who were big and like the I don't want to get racial on you, but like the more Caucasian based, Southern, what I'm saying, Bill Gaither. Anyway, so from his career spawned us. I got 2 brothers. Most of you know they were part of multi-platinum group Jodeci, Devontae and Dalvin. They're my brothers. So we started doing gospel first, as a brothers group. Then
What'd you play? I'm sorry.
What did I play?
Or what do you play? Sorry.
I play bass guitar. I play bass. I play lead guitar. Okay. I started out with drums.
Okay.
And then I learned keyboards after drums. and bass. I started playing bass when I was 9 years old. But bass is my main instrument.
So you bring the funk with the bass. The funk. You
I
got to
mean-
be funky. You can't not be funky with the bass, man. You
I'm
got-
getting young now, so
I got you.
I'm getting young,
I
so
got
I
you.
gotta brush up a little bit. You know, I'm
Got
getting
you.
young, man. So
Got you. Well, man, that in and of itself, I know the people understand exactly who you are, what you're talking about, and that would definitely cross all demographics, from age, man, to race, and so on, man. Man, awesome. Cool. Well, man, shoot, man. Having said that, man, is there a? Well, I know that you are you're in the gospel genre, right? I know that you have been a trailblazer in that vein, man, and done some awesome things. What are you working on anything now? Yes, you did.
actually, I'm working on a female trio. I don't want to disclose their name right now.
Got you. Understood.
But they're all professional girls, and we just kind of meshed them together, create like a more of a acoustic pop. It's lyrical content. It's like Christian-based lyrical content, but it's more like inspirational.
Okay.
And 3 girls, mid-age, and hopefully they will be released by the end of spring.
Oh wow, man! Oh wow, that's exciting, man.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you, being that you are from the Charlotte area, man, as it pertains to entertainment, with you having had that experience, as it pertains to entertainment, man, where would you like to see Charlotte go?
Charlotte has always had the potential, you know, as far as like live music is concerned. There's been several artists to come through Charlotte, you know, and the live venues of Charlotte, like somebody talked about the, of course I'm in the gospel world, but I've worked in several kinds of music in my life. So, remember the Excelsior? I don't know if y'all remember that.
Oh, come on, man.
but
Yes.
somebody, but
Yes.
I didn't know this, but they had a long history of like performers that come through Charlotte and go to the Excelsior. They started naming people, and that was one of the hottest spots, you know, in the South.
Right.
I didn't even know that. But like I said, as far as like live music, Charlotte has always had that they've always been in tune with the live music scene. But when it comes to the actual recording music industry, that's where they lack. And I would like to see Charlotte probably. I don't want to say come another Atlanta, because we're Charlotte, we're not Atlanta.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Maybe put some publishing houses here. You know, they have the venues like the Music Factory, for instance.
Right.
You know, they should be doing something with it. You know, they even have the name. I've been a lot of places, in and out. I've been out of the country. I've probably been in every major city in the United States. I've been out of the country a couple times. Charlotte is the only city. Now, Nashville has Music Row. Charlotte is the only city that has Music Factory Boulevard, like a boulevard. Music
Right.
Row in Nashville it's not Music Street, Music Row.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so they probably just called it that before it became an actual, road, because all the labels on Music Row.
Exactly.
But Charlotte is the only place that has a Music Factory Boulevard. I've been a lot of places. I've been in Detroit. Detroit don't even have anything like that.
Oh wow.
You know, Los Angeles don't even have that.
Yeah.
You know, so I like to see Charlotte, progress in like the recording aspect of the music industry, the recording and publishing, and we can do it when we put our heads together. I'm trying to do something now.
And it's funny you said that, man, because I want to know, since throughout your growing and your work, man, your travel, and then with you still being here in Charlotte, where do you see Derek Degrate's project? I won't say fitting in, but what do you see? Where do you see your contributions lying?
For Charlotte?
For Charlotte, yes, sir.
It's a long process. It's a really big long process, man.
Kind of elaborate on what you mean. I'm not fully
Like for example, I mean you've explained about the trio that you're putting together with the acoustic feel,
Right.
And you definitely mentioned the level of content that that you all are focused on. That's something that is quite unique.
Right.
And so, I mean, even with your thinking in that I guess at that level, when you're going, you know, when you're investing in projects, like that's something that's to be spoken of. So, like with your machine, how do you see that contributing to what Charlotte becomes?
Well, I think every city, especially every music industry city, there are like 5 of them in the United States. You know, out of the United States you got London, but in the United States you got Miami, Atlanta, New York, Nashville, LA. I might forget one. I think it's 5 of them, music hubs. I mean, and the reason they're music industry cities is because they have performing rights organizations. That's what these kids don't understand. You know, Detroit is not a music industry city. A lot of acts come from Detroit. It's probably got a live scene. You know, there's a lot of history in Detroit, but it's not a recording industry city. You know, only 5 cities: Nashville, New York, LA, Miami, Atlanta. And out of the U.S., London, and might be another one, but sure, in each one of those cities, they have their own sound. You know what I'm saying? They have their own sound. You know, L.A. was big back in the day. Was big on like glam rock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, maybe some pop stuff. New York had all of the most of the R&B stuff. You know, Nashville had the country stuff. You know, Miami had all the Latin people.
Right.
Atlanta had most of like the southern type stuff, like L.A. Reid. They were doing stuff like that. So Charlotte, in being so many gospel artists from Charlotte, you know, Nashville, they're big on country, number one, the gospel too.
Right.
But it's more towards the traditional praise and worship type gospel. You know? Back in the 80s, it was contemporary Christian. And I think Charlotte has a spot for a type of inspirational music. Now, the first artist to have a major recording deal in Charlotte was my father.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Okay.
my father. People talk about that. It was on Word Records. It was a gospel label, but it was the first one. It wasn't Jodeci. It was my father, and he did gospel. You know what I'm saying? And so Charlotte has always had like a inspirational type. You know, as far as the music, gospel has always been pretty big in Charlotte. So I think what I could be instrumental in probably helping them see the vision of a new type of inspirational music. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Infused with funk infused, you know what I'm saying? Or neo soul infused, you know what I'm saying? And that can probably be Charlotte's niche, part of it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But because everybody has to have their own flavor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We can't do what LA is doing. They've been doing funk for a long time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And rock it. So we got to come in the game with something else. So I think we was, and actually I was thinking about doing some things like that as far as like maybe having an award show in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? But the opportunity is definitely here. People just don't know what to do with it.
I agree. We're not gonna give him too much. We're not gonna give him too much. Man.
Yeah, right.
We'll talk offline, right?
Yeah.
So what is Derek Degrate listening to these days?
Lyrically, I only, by choice, I only listen to inspirational music. I mean, of course, by being a musician, you know, I can't close my ears to all kinds of music. I'm a musician, so I understand what's going on in the world, and I like different kinds of music. You know, I play bass, so of course I like something that sounds like funk. You know what I'm saying? But lyrically, you know, and as I get older, you know, I only focus on, you know, music that's dedicated to God. I mean, by choice. So, and I run a Christian record label, so. Of course, you know, I got to listen to what's going on.
You're right.
But I'm not. My ears are not deaf to all the other types of music because I'm a musician.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I respect all kinds of music. I met all kinds of people. I perform with all kinds of people. I mean, from people who've done heavy metal to country to bluegrass. But personally, I only really focus on something that's got like inspiring lyrics, inspirational lyrics.
Makes sense. Makes sense, man. Well, man, listen, man, I appreciate everything, man. I thank you for your time, man. Thank you for stopping by. You wouldn't let me buy you anything, man. I actually if you wanted coffee, you didn't want anything, but maybe next time, man. But again, ladies and gentlemen, we are sitting here with none other than Derek Degrate. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
We'll be right with you soon. Thank you, man.
All right.
Yes, sir.